But let's get started. Let's first just start with what Grace said, why you should have a Zoom account or why not. So some people today on this call, you may have just joined by clicking on the link on an email that RSS sends you. And then you're in this meeting, right? You just put our password in and you're here. And that means that every time you join the Zoom meeting, you may have to rename yourself because sometimes your name is iPhone, sometimes your name is iPad. But when you have a Zoom account, so what that means is you have a email address connected to Zoom and you have a specific password for Zoom, that's a Zoom account. That means that every time you join a meeting, Zoom is going to remember your name. Zoom is going to have your full first name or last name or first name already there for you. You do not have to remember to always type it and put it in. Also, with Zoom accounts, you can make your own Zoom. So let's say you have a party or an event coming up, or you're part of a club. You could put your own Zoom link that other people can join. So a Zoom is just like video chatting with your friends and family, right? It doesn't always have to be for an organization or a club. You can send the Zoom link to your friend and you both can hop on Zoom and you could watch a movie together even if you screen share. There's a lot of things that you can do on Zoom that not a lot of people know that you can do. Like right now, I'm showing you all this PowerPoint that I created. But when you're with your friends and family, you can use Zoom and screen share a TV show. You can screen share a movie. So there's a lot of things you can do on Zoom. But let's just go over some of the basics, which is the Zoom menu bar. So if you have an iPhone or a tablet, you know that every time you touch on the screen, you get this little menu bar that's either at the top of the screen or at the bottom of the screen. And you have your main icons to mute yourself, to stop the video, participants, more, and share content. So whether you have a computer or a laptop or a iPhone or an iPad, you all should have this middle button that says share content on any of the devices. And that is how right now I am sharing my PowerPoint with everyone today. But that green button, if you click on it and you're with your friends or family, that is how you can share anything. You can share a picture, you can share a movie, you can share a video, a document, if it's like another club and you're going over things. That is what that green button does. You wouldn't use it today because I'm already screen sharing, but if it's with someone else, you could always use that button and screen share whatever else is on your device. And when you click on it, it does give you options. Like if you're on a phone or tablet and you click on that green button, it will say if you want to screen share a photo, a video, your whole entire iPhone screen or iPad screen. And then next to it are always just the common buttons that you should already be familiar with, which is the muting yourself, turning off your camera. And right next to it, you do have something called more. And when you click on that button that says more, or those three little dots, you get a menu at the bottom right here that says chat, settings, background, and effects. And I'm going to go over each of those, and especially with background and effects, because not a lot of people utilize that, but that is how you can make yourself look prettier on Zoom, or put makeup on, like artificial makeup. You can change the background of where you are, pretend like you're on the beach or you're at a nice fancy resort. That's what these background and effects can do. And that is for on a smartphone or a tablet. I'm going to go over where you find background and effects on a computer. later today in the PowerPoint. I have a little section for that as well. But that's what more should have when you click on more. That little button should open up. If you're someone today that's using a computer or a desktop, your bar is much longer than the bar that a smartphone or tablet has. So all these different icons for chatting and effects should be on the bar already on your screen. But sometimes you do have a more icon as well. But for background and effects, it's hidden somewhere else, which I will discuss later on in the PowerPoint. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Tabitha,
Yes.
how do you set up an account?
So to set up an account on Zoom, you do have to go to zoom.com and say create an account. If you already have the app on your phone, every time you don't want to hit join a meeting, you want to hit sign up. And you can use any email to join Zoom. You can use Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, doesn't matter. So there should be a button that says sign up. Once you're out of this meeting, you can't see it right now. You can't be inside of a Zoom meeting. But if you do have the app and you just click on the app, once you're finished today, you should see a button that says sign up. And if you don't, you can always go to zoom.com on your computer or on your phone, or go to Safari or Google Chrome, search up zoom.com and hit create an account.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna keep moving on. So I'm just gonna go over this just for the basics. Once again, this is the video icon. If your video icon has a slash through the icon, what that means is that your camera is off. And if you do not have a slash through your video icon, that means the camera is on. So anytime you want to know if I can see you, just have to follow that icon and see if there is a red slash. So if you have a red slash right now, that means that I cannot see you. That means your video is blank. If the icon has no slash, that means that I could see you right now, and I could see some of you already on the screen. Some of you have your camera off, which is perfectly fine, but that is how you know for sure that your camera is on or off. And the same rules apply with your microphone. So if I ask anybody here today, if you have a question and you're trying to tell me something, I know I can't hear you because I can see that you're muted with this red slash. So if your microphone has that red slash as well, that means that I cannot hear you. So when we say, can you please unmute yourself? We know that you're muted because I can see that red slash from my screen. And you as well should see it as well if you're muted. If you're not muted, you don't have a red slash. That means your microphone is on, and every time you're talking, I can hear you. So the same rules apply with both the camera and the microphone with that red slash. Does anybody have any questions on that with the red slash?
No.
No, but I have a question back to, so share content is only when you're speaking, when there's a host?
So share content, yeah, since I'm the host, I can share my screen.
Right.
You wouldn't want to share your screen because then you're gonna take down my PowerPoint.
Okay. But if I wanted to do my own Zoom, I use that, the green button.
If you want to share something, like if you want to share a picture, if you want to share a video, if you want to share a PowerPoint. If you
Okay.
don't want to do any of that, you just want to see your friend, you don't click on that.
Okay. Okay.
So Tabitha, is Zoom similar to FaceTime?
Zoom is it is a video chat service, but with FaceTime, only people that have Apple devices can use FaceTime. If you have an
Right.
Android, you cannot use FaceTime. That's why schools in the pandemic started to use Zoom, because everyone can use Zoom. Doesn't matter what phone or computer you have.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about sound problems, especially for those here on the call that have a computer or laptop. So this is for just computer and laptop. Then I'll briefly go over tablet and iPhone, but these are specific problems for those who have a computer. So sometimes during a Zoom meeting, you may not be able to hear me, or sometimes I'm not able to hear you. And what that can mean is that your microphone setting is wrong, or your speaker setting is wrong. And you may have to change your microphone, and you may have to change your speaker to the correct one. And the reason why I'm saying this is because those who have computers and laptops, you have multiple speakers and multiple microphones. iPhones and tablets don't. So that's why these are specific for computers and laptops. So I did a little picture screenshot right here on the right-hand side, where right next to your mute microphone button is a little caret icon, a little arrow that points up. And if you click on that, the arrow could be pointing up or pointing down. It doesn't matter. But if you click on that caret icon, this little menu screen should open up where you can select a particular microphone, or you could select a particular speaker. And once again, this is only for computers and laptops. iPhones and tablets, they do not have this. So it's only for computers. But let's say next time the instructor says, I can't hear you, or let's say next time you can't hear me, you do want to click on that caret icon and just go through each of the microphones that you have and speakers that you have and test it. See if you can hear me when you change it to another microphone. See if you can hear me, or you can hear yourself when you change it to another setting. So all you would have to do is, once you open up this menu, you just have to click on another microphone or click on another speaker until you start to hear the instructor, or the instructor hears you, depending on what's the problem. If the teacher can't hear you, or you can't hear the teacher. And you just have to click on it with your mouse. You just change it. So you could see here, if I put a circle, you can see that it has a little check mark and the first microphone is selected. So all you would have to do is then just click on the second microphone and it will switch. Same rules with the speakers. You could see that the first speaker has a little check mark. If that speaker is not working, you would select another speaker to see if that's working. But sometimes you may only have one speaker, only one microphone. So then that's another issue where it's not Zoom. It could just be then your computer that's glitching at the moment. Does anybody have questions for those who have computers or laptops? Okay, I'm just going to keep going then. So once again, for computers and laptops, if something is wrong and it has nothing to do with your speaker or your microphone, another thing that you can check is looking for your speaker icon that is on your computer or MacBook. So you want to kind of find this little speaker icon. So I'm circling it right now on the screen. On the right-hand side of the screen, I gave it 2 circles. you want to make sure that your volume is raised up. So here in this example, this person had their speakers all the way to 0 and they needed to raise their volume. So that's just one example of reasons why your computer or laptop is probably not having any sound or you can't hear anybody. If you have a smartphone or a laptop, what you would have to do is just click on your volume buttons that are on the sides of your phone and just raise that volume. There is no specific changing of the speaker or changing of the microphone. You cannot do that on a smartphone or tablet. So all you have to do is just make sure that your phone or tablet is at the loudest volume. If something is wrong with your microphone, with your tablet or smartphone, you would just have to then turn off your phone and turn it back on. There's no like, I'm gonna switch my microphone because there's only one microphone in your phone or tablet. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Yeah, do you have to go into settings to make that adjustment? Or you just use the whatever, the bar thing to move it over or
You would just
forward or
use the
backwards?
bar thing or like on the side of your tablet, Grace, you just
Yeah.
raise the volume up.
Okay, okay, good.
Any other questions? Okay. Also, another important thing is when you are joining a Zoom meeting on a smartphone or tablet, this is a menu that many people are starting to get now when you join a meeting. So I don't know if anybody today has experienced this, but for smartphones or tablets, but now when you join a meeting, you get this little menu that says, how do you want to hear people? With Wi-Fi or cellular data, dial in or no audio. And a lot of people make a mistake and click on no audio or dial in. So I'm just gonna go through the differences. So let's say you accidentally click on dial in. What that means is you're telling your phone that you want to just be calling. You want to hear it as a phone call, which means you're not going to be able to see anybody. And it's not going to be like a video chat. It's like if you're on a phone call, like you're calling somebody. That's what dial in means. And when you hit no audio, that means that nobody in the meeting can hear you because you said you want to turn off your microphone. So if you do start to see this screen, just make sure to always click on Wi-Fi or cellular data because you want to use your internet connection to join the meeting. You don't want it to be a phone call and you don't want to turn off your audio. You want to use your internet. So Wi-Fi and cellular data are both internet forms of internet connection. So that's why you click on that. Has anybody seen this screen or done this
Yes.
before?
Yes, that's how I
Yes,
get in.
yes.
Okay, that's good then. Yeah. So it's a new thing that now Zoom requires you to do when you join a meeting. So I just wanted to explain the differences in case you ever click on dial in. That just means that you're gonna use your phone as like if you're calling someone. You won't be able to use your camera.
Can you go back and change it?
So if you would have to leave the Zoom meeting and join the Zoom meeting again
Oh, okay.
because you clicked on the wrong one.
Mhm.
Also, this is another menu that you can get, not all the time. This is kind of like for first time Zoom users on smartphones or tablets where Zoom is asking permission to use your microphone and it says don't allow or okay. And if you hit don't allow, what you're essentially saying is that Zoom cannot use your microphone. You told Zoom, no, you do not have permission to use my microphone. So what that means is that every time you use Zoom, you're never going to be able to speak on the Zoom calls. If you ever hit don't allow, that means you have to go back into your settings and change it. And that's the only way to fix this. But this message only happens when you first got Zoom. So you don't get this message every single time, like how you get this one here. This is something that you should get every time you join a Zoom meeting. This is when you get the first ever time you used Zoom. So let's say this is your 10th time Zooming today, and you just realize you never were able to use your microphone. This could be why, that the first time you use Zoom, you may have told your phone they do not have permission to use your microphone. Does anybody have any questions on that? But since everyone here today, is using their microphone, I don't think this is a problem for anyone here today. So let's now go over something really important, which is how to change your name during a meeting. And I'm going to go over it on a computer, and I have instructions for smartphone and tablet. So I don't know if anyone today is using a computer, but I'm gonna still go over it. And the reason why it's really important to change your name, especially with RSS, is because we really want to know who is coming to our meetings. We don't want any strangers to come into our Zoom meetings. Also, during the pandemic, when Zoom became very popular, there was a lot of things called Zoom bombings, which means that people came into Zoom meetings and did pranks like on the teachers and the professors, because Zoom was really big in college and schools, and people would just join Zoom meetings and pretend to be the professor or would try to disrupt the class. So that was very common in 2020 and 2021. So just for like security measures and making sure there aren't any like strangers or people trying to prank us, we just like to know at least your first name. And that's why we like for you to change your name on Zoom. But it's also important to have, like, let's say you're Zooming with your friends and you put like a silly name with your friends and you want to make sure you change it. Like when you come to a club meeting, it's also important that way that you know how to change your name. Okay, so on a computer, at the bottom of the screen or at the top where your Zoom menu bar is, you have something called participants. And since there's 14 people in the Zoom meeting, it should say participants and the number 14. And you should just click on it with your mouse. And it should open up a list of different people that are in the meeting. So when I took a screenshot, of course, it was only just me because I did this on my own. But when you click on it, you should see everybody's name of who's in the meeting today. And you should find your name. So wherever you are on the list of the 14 people, you want to use your mouse and hover over your name. So find yourself in that long list. And right next to your name, you should have these 3 little dots next to the mute button. And it should say edit profile picture, rename, or share my pronouns. But you want to click on where it says rename. And that is how you simply change the name that you have on the call.
Tabitha, on my Mac, all I
Yes.
see in this Zoom, I very often can change my name, but in your Zoom, all that comes up next to my name is mute and more. And when I go to more, it only says edit your profile picture. There is no other thing. No rename, no share pronouns.
I think that's an error on my Zoom. I think I have a setting where people can't change their name when they're in my meeting. I
Uh-huh.
think that's a Zoom setting that we put in place for like security measures, not
Okay.
that you can't do it. That's just, I think that's just from our part that in one of our settings on Zooms, our participants can't change their names. That's what I think it is, what's going on. But these are the steps. So, because you said, Susan, that in other meetings you can do it. That's why I
Yes.
think that's what's happening.
I think you're right. That's probably so.
Even though right now you can't see it, this is the standard and this is how you would change it. I just think with this Zoom meeting, changed it where people can't rename themselves. But I can't change it right now because I would have to end the Zoom meeting.
No, that's
Okay.
fine. I know I do usually get it. I think also when April has a meeting, she has to change it. So
Right.
it's the RSS.
Right. So it has to do something with our settings in our account, but this is the particular way. I'll try to change it next time. I didn't even know that we had it, but there probably is a setting where we have to change from our account. But this is the way right now. So because Susan just discovered, you may not see this rename option. I'm also gonna do it with the iPhone and smartphone. And you can see yourself if you, I don't know if you could change it either, but I'm still gonna go over the steps. But once you click on rename, you should get a menu like this where your name is there. You can delete it, type something new and hit change. But you may not get that setting in this Zoom meeting right now.
Where will it be with on the iPad?
So I'm gonna go over now on the iPad
Okay,
and the smartphone. So once again, you do click on participants. So you would find where it says participants at the Zoom menu bar at the top or bottom of the screen. You may not get it because I'm trying it on my phone, it's not letting me, but once you click on participants, you want to find your name in the long row and list of all these people's names. You want to find your name. And once you tap on it, it should say rename, but I think there's something wrong with our Zoom setting, so you can't do it right now. But next time we have a class, I'll try to change the setting where you could then all rename yourself.
so
But
you would click on participants?
yes, you click on participants, you click on your name, and when you click on your name, it should allow you to rename yourself, but it's not going to let you right now in this meeting. Because we have something off on our RSS
Okay.
account. Okay, does anybody have any questions on that? Someone joined with their
Yes.
phone number.
Me.
Yes, who are you?
I'm Ernest Kelly.
Ernest. Oh, hi, Ernest.
Hi.
I'm just
I
going to
forget. I'm
to
sorry I
rename-
came so late. I forget.
Okay, we're gonna rename you.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we're gonna go over a few more other things, which is gallery view versus speaker view. So today on the call, what you're probably seeing is me on the corner somewhere and then my PowerPoint. That is essentially speaker view because I should be the only one that you're seeing on the screen and you're seeing my PowerPoint. You can be seeing other people, but they're probably in very small boxes, or you're just seeing me. But every time I'm speaking, I should be the main speaker and I should be the one that is in front and center. And that's essentially what speaker view is. And I also have myself spotlighted, so you shouldn't be seeing anyone else on the screen. But there is something called gallery view. And gallery view is when you see multiple people on the screen instead of just me. And since right now I did spotlight myself, you don't have this option to change it into gallery view. But if I spotlight myself, you should be able to put it back into gallery view for those who have computers. So if I just simply, let's see if I could turn off my spotlight. Let's see. If I turn off my spotlight and I stop screen sharing, you would be able to see everybody that is on the screen and on the Zoom call. So if I stop screen sharing, you should see a bunch of different people that are on the call. And all the way on the top right-hand corner, you have a button that says view, all the way in the top right. And this is for people that have computers and laptops. So all the way at the top, you do have a view button. And when you click on it, it says either speaker or gallery. When you click on speaker, it's just going to show me talking or anyone else who's speaking right now. And if you click on it and hit gallery, you should see everybody that is on the Zoom call. But if I go back and screen share my PowerPoint, you won't have that option anymore. So that's only when I take off my PowerPoint. Those on computers and laptops can see that. If you have a smartphone or a tablet and you use one finger and swipe to the right, you can start to see people who are on the call with you. So if you just touch the screen and you swipe right with your finger, you should see everyone that is on the call with you. Because I'm also using my phone and that's how I'm doing it too. I just swipe the right with my finger and now I can see everyone's faces and the people that have their camera off. And that works, yes?
So I am on the screen where it says gallery view and then I can see you. So on that gallery view screen, I would tap and to the right.
Yes, swipe.
Yes, you want to swipe with your finger, Grace, you want to swipe left and right and the screens are going to change. So use your finger and touch the screen and swipe left and right. And you should see a screen with me and my PowerPoint. And then if you swipe with your finger, you should see a screen with everyone else's pictures.
Well, they're blank, right? It's just like icon faces.
Yeah, some people have the camera on, some people have them off.
Yeah. Okay. Mhm.
And then if you just swipe back, you're gonna come back to my PowerPoint and me. And those are for people that have smartphones and tablets. If you are using a computer right now, I would have to stop screen sharing so you can see everybody else on the screen. Does anybody have any questions on that?
No.
And that's just the difference between the two views. I think that speaker view is a really better view because, hold on, let's just go back. Because with speaker view, the main person that is talking will always be front and center. So like let's say someone is coughing in the background or a dog is barking, you don't want to see that person front and center in the screen. So that's why speaker view is better to just have them, whoever's talking. And I also spotlighted myself. So when I'm spotlighted, What that means is that, let's say Grace starts speaking, you won't see Grace speaking, you'll still see me because I'm spotlighted. And you could only the host can spotlight themselves. So you can't spotlight me. I have to spotlight myself for everyone. So if we understand like pinning and spotlighting, I spotlighted myself, which means that everyone here right now only sees me. So if Loretta starts talking and asks me a question, you won't see Loretta, you will just see me because I spotlighted myself. But if you really wanted to see Loretta, you could pin Loretta's screen and see her. If you really wanted to see Grace when Grace is speaking, you could pin Grace. I don't know if we have that function on for the meeting. Let me just make sure.
Yeah, is that menu only for the computers?
It
This-
is on a smartphone or tablet, but I think once again with our Zoom, we don't have that function turned on to change it because we want to have our instructors always as the person who's front and center. But let's say you're with your family and your friends and Zooming with them. These are the steps to pin your family and friends. If you're, with RSS and you're here watching an exercise class or a technology class, you can't really pin or spotlight someone because we do it ourselves for everyone. But if
Okay,
you
but
wanted to
how do I access this menu in the
yeah,
smartphone?
so
How?
to do that, once again, you click on participants
Okay,
and you tap on whoever you wanted to pin. But when you tap on someone, you're not going to be able to pin them because we don't have that
okay,
feature on for this class.
okay.
But let's say you're with your family or friends Zooming with them, you'll be able to do it. You just tap on someone's name and it'll say pin video, just like here on the screen. So on the screen, once I stop spotlighting myself and stop screen sharing myself, everyone has a three little dots next to their name if you're on a computer or laptop, and then you could pin them that way the moment. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay, so before we go, I just want to go over chat and then something fun after chat. But once again, with chatting, that is how you send a message to someone. I know a lot of you here today have used chat before, know how to use chat, but chat is used to answer questions. If a teacher asks you to share an experience, you could type it there. If you want to tell the teacher that your Zoom is not working, you could say it in the chat. And with chat, it's the same thing as well. For smartphones or tablets, you would find where it says more and then click on chat. And you can then tell me anything in the chat, or you can say a chat to somebody else. You don't have to message the teacher. You can message someone else that is on the call. Same thing with a computer. You want to find where it says chat. And up here, you have a little button that says everyone. And when you click on that, you can choose whether you want the message to be for everyone or just for a specific person. And I've seen some people on this call use that before. So if you only wanted to send me a message, the teacher, where you click on everyone, you can find my name. Sorry, I just muted someone. So when you click on everyone, you can change it and then find my name and then send me a message. So anytime you click on that little everyone, this is for computer or laptop. When you hit on everyone, a menu should drop down with everybody's names that are in the call today. So if you only wanted to send me a message, you would find my name and then send me a message. If you don't mind that everyone sees the message, it could be for everyone. Same
It's
thing,
Tabitha.
same thing with chat on the phone or smartphone. If we just go back and we click on more and then chat, you
Mhm.
can change it as well of who gets to have the message. Me, Riverdale Senior Services, or if you wanted to talk to somebody else in the chat, you can always change who do you want the message.
Mhm.
Does anybody have any questions on that?
No.
Okay, so the last thing I want to go over is something fun, which is background effects. And this is how you can change your appearance, change the background to pretend like you're somewhere else, like at the beach or at a resort, or change your living room so you don't want people to know how your house looks like or your apartment looks like. That's what background effects does. So I'm going to go over it for computer and laptop, and then I'm going to go over it on a smartphone or tablet. And this will be the last thing for today. So with a computer or laptop, what you want to do is find the little caret icon right next to where it says video. So just like with the microphone button had a caret icon, you want to find the caret icon right next to the camera icon. And you should get a list of your camera. Then you should get video filter, virtual background, and then something called video settings. This is once again for a computer or laptop. Once you get there, you do want to click on video settings. So once you click on that caret icon, you do want to click on video settings. That is going to open up a screen where you can find your effects and different backgrounds that you can choose from.
You can also choose an avatar.
Yes, you can. So this is a screen of me today. And you can see right here, it says background and effects. And you want to click on that screen right there. And you can even see once I clicked on background effects, it gives you a different options of what you can choose from. If you want to pretend like you're on a bridge in the grass and the earth and the sky. And then if I just stop screen sharing so I can, you see me. I'm gonna put like an effect so you can see that it works. You can see.
Oh, nice.
So where did you get those?
So this is for computer desktop, but then I'm gonna go over quickly on the phone, but I just wanted to show everyone quickly that
a
you
good
could,
one.
yeah, you could change it.
That's cute.
So for those who have a smartphone or tablet, I'm gonna show you how to do the same thing I just did. So at the bottom, we want to find where it says more. And when we click on more on our tablet or smartphone, we'd have something that actually says background and effects. And I feel like Alicia has already started because I see like an animal on her screen. But when we click on more, it says background and effects. have an option of backgrounds that you may not have any backgrounds. And then next to it, you have something called video filters. So you have backgrounds and video filters, and that is how you get the smiley faces, the dogs, the different icons. So Susan is a dog right now. Alicia, I see her, is a plant. So I see people are trying it already on the call.
What is none? You know, I have a box and it says
Yeah, I have
none.
none.
Yeah.
None means nothing, that no effects.
So how do we
You-
get out of?
You take it off. That's what none means. You just want to click on something else.
Okay.
Is everyone else able to find it?
I have blur.
That blurs your background.
That blurs your background, yes.
I can't get out of this, this avatar. How do I get
Okay.
rid of my dog and go back? I did it a few minutes
I
ago.
see. Are
But
you
I'm
using a computer or laptop, Susan?
I'm on a Mac, I'm on a computer, desktop.
Okay, wherever you clicked on avatar, oh, well, you
Okay, I
got it
got it.
off.
I
You got it. So someone said, where can you get the recording of these sessions? The recording of these sessions will be on our YouTube page, where I will post it on the RSS Center for Ageless Living, our YouTube channel. That is where all our recordings will be. Show you one last thing that is also cool to do. Let me just share. Oh, I don't think I can show it from my screen because I have to be the host. Hold on. Okay, I think.
Like, how do you get into the picture with the background?
And that's what I'm trying to do right now. I have to find myself on here. So you could see the background change. Okay, there we go. Okay, can you see my screen? And
Yes,
see that I'm in front of a picture?
yes.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So when I clicked on background and effects, you have two screens, background and video filters. And what I did was I actually selected a picture from my camera roll. So this is an actual picture that I took at the
Oh.
museum, and I chose it to be my background. So that is
Oh.
the only way you can change your background, by using the pictures on your, whatever picture you have in your camera roll. So in backgrounds, you have a little plus sign icon. And when you click on that plus sign icon, it's going to tell you what picture you want to make your background, but it has to already be in your phone. So it has to be a picture that you took. So these are all pictures that I took on my own camera.
Mhm.
And I made it as my background, and I'm
That-
pretending to be
That's
the,
Rockefeller Center.
yeah, so these are all the pictures I took.
Yeah, I watched that on TV.
And you could also, pretend like you took some pictures. Like if you go on Google and save pictures, I can be like, oh, I live here, and pretend
Isn't
like
that
this is my
nice?
house.
I love your.
Oh, that's lovely.
But this is just
Well,
a
come
picture
to
I took
visit.
from Google. Yeah. So this is my mansion. I live here, everyone.
You just need your crown now.
Yes.
How do you get out of your little backgrounds? I can't get out of it.
So every time you're done with one of these effects, you want to hit where it says none. And now I'm back to, I
It
left my
says
mansion.
what?
So it says none. None. You want to always click that to get out of your effects.
But how come you are, where you're pinned, you've got one background, but in your little gallery shot, still have your goggles on?
Oh, there we go.
Because I'm using my phone and I'm using my
Oh,
computer. I
okay.
have two devices.
All right, and I can't seem to, even clicking none is now
Okay.
getting.
All right. Thank you. Bless you. To be
I
continued.
have a border and I have the Golden Gate Bridge and I cannot, even clicking none is not getting rid of any of it.
Your phone, your MacBook may have glitched with the amount of things that you have that you kept switching back and forward to.
Oop, yep, there.
Yeah. So does anybody have any last
Yeah,
questions?
okay, okay, none.